Just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. On Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. Ho, ho, ho.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's just 82 days until Christmas 2023. Oh boy. And today we get to do the rewatch, breakdown discussion of Ahsoka, Season 1, Episode 8, the season finale. And I'm being very specific with that, calling it the season finale, because, of course, if you've seen it, you know that this episode doesn't wrap up much of anything. In fact, it sets up perfectly for another season, for another episode, for the story to continue. There's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of story points that are not concluded, and it seems like the perfect setup to see this move forward in some fashion. So with all that said, hey, there's my friend X-Wing. I was chatting with X-Wing earlier this morning, touching base with him because he didn't want any spoilers. We were chatting, I don't know, a week ago, something like that. And I started chatting about things, and he's like, no, stop. I was like, okay, respect. So I said, I'll touch back with you after this is over. And the one thing I wanted to tell X-Wing last week that I told him again this morning was that I am fearful that Lucasfilm has not learned the lesson, and that this episode will conclude, much at the end of, I'll just back up a step. At the end of Mandalorian Season 3, there was a huge thing that happened, wasn't there? Season 2. A huge thing happened. Grogu went home with Luke, right? That happened at the end of Mandalorian Season 2. Mandalorian Season 3, Grogu's totting around with Din again. And if you didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett, you might not have the full context for how that happened. So you had to watch that. I am fearful that Lucasfilm is going to do the same thing here. That Ahsoka, Sabine, Baylan, Shin, their stories are ended here on Peridia. And we have another show coming up very soon that was shot almost next door. In fact, it was next door to Ahsoka, called The Skeleton Crew. And in The Skeleton Crew, I am fearful that they're going to bring Ahsoka back to the main galaxy, Ahsoka and Sabine. And when you pick up again for the next show, The Mandalorian Season 4, the movie, whatever the case may be, an Ahsoka Season 2, she will already be back. You'd be like, wait, wasn't she on Peridia? And I was like, yeah, she was, but she came back. You had to watch this other show. So that's my concern. I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't. They need if they're going to do that, it's like I told X-Wing this morning, they should have called all of these like Star Wars, The New Republic, something like that. And then you could have the Book of Din Djarin, the Book of Boba Fett, the Book of Bo Katan, the Book of Ahsoka, the Book of whatever the case may be. Yeah. And then all of these are under Star Wars, The New Republic. Then it would at least make sense. Like when the lead of a series, say the Book of Boba Fett, and when an episode isn't about Boba Fett at all, you would maybe know, oh, this is Star Wars, The New Republic. Great, got that. The Book of Meaver Gascon, the one that everybody's been demanding for some time. That's hilarious. But yeah, the naming of these shows isn't the best. But as again, I'm kind of rehashing my private chat with X-Wing this morning. Changing the label doesn't change the content, does it? And if you don't like the content, you don't like the content. Changing the label ain't going to change a thing. So unfortunately, my friend X-Wing has been struggling with the Disney era of Star Wars, Lucasfilm, especially here of late. And unfortunately, the Ahsoka series didn't do much to bring him back in the fold. So I'm really sorry that is the case for him. And for anybody who didn't enjoy this series, didn't enjoy the show, look, I'm always hopeful that the next thing that comes along will be the thing you love, right? I hope that the next thing that comes along will be the thing you love. If that wasn't the last thing, I hope it's the next thing. And for me, I absolutely enjoyed this series as a whole. I've been kind of chatting about it. I think the season one as a whole, I will say 9 out of 10 overall. 9 out of 10 for the series as a whole for me. It was great. It had all the Star Wars for me. You had lightsabers, you had Jedi, you had bad guys, right, with the orange lightsabers, but bad guys. And we had good guys fighting bad guys. We had starships shooting at other starships. We had TIE fighters. We had the Force, people pushing things around and pulling things around, and all the Force stuff. We had hyperspace. Thank you, X-Wing. Take care, my friend, and we'll be in touch. So all these things, right? We had aliens. We had creatures. We had the things to me that feel like Star Wars. We had. And as we do our predictions game, and you see like in the scroll below the leaderboard, we have the Wall of Fame for episode 7, the last one. These are the folks who got as many correct or me, but or more than I did. And in that predictions game, you'll see it here in just a minute. I ask a lot of Star Wars kind of questions, like somebody will say, "May the Force be with you." We will see a hyperspace tunnel. We will see lightsabers fight against other lightsabers, right? One of the complaints about the sequels is we didn't get enough of that. And in The Last Jedi, one of the best scenes of The Last Jedi, in my own opinion, the throne room scene, we didn't really see lightsabers fighting lightsabers, did we? So that was a big complaint. So I put it in the predictions. We'll see lightsabers fight other lightsabers. We will see what is it? People killed. We will see like all the kind of things that you've seen in all the Star Wars. Granted, these are kind of surface level things. These are things that are somewhat easy to predict because it's Star Wars. What else are you going to do? But I think indicative, if they are doing a show that at the end of the day feels like Star Wars. You may or may not like some of the story decisions they make. You may or may not like some of the visuals. You may not or may not like some of the outcomes. That's all fine. That's all fine. we have every right to disagree with one another, and whatever it is for you that you're looking for when you come to Star Wars, I'll say it again. I hope that the next thing comes along is exactly the thing that you want. So we're going to watch episode 8 together. The way this works, if you've not been with us before, and I see everybody in the chat, most of you have been here all through the way, but you never know who's going to watch us on replay or jump in. This is going to be Nick. I saw you. I saw you over there. Yeah, don't think it's mainly about lightsabers. We saw a thing about that in this episode, didn't we? Anyway, we will play the episode right back here. You won't be able to hear it, but you'll be able to sort of see it behind the numbers. The numbers, this clock that's counting here, will be telling you how far into the episode we are. So you can't hear it. You can sort of see it, but you have the timer. If you are watching along, you'd like to sync this up to your own subscription, you can do so and follow us along here and be synced up. That's how that's all going to work. We're going to get through the episode together. As it goes along, I'll be talking about the episode. I'll be trying my best to interact with the chat. And Nick also not a huge fan of the episode of the last 2 episodes. In fact, I saw that. Jedi Joe, hello. Hello. So hey, you guys, that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch it. I'll interact. We'll talk about it. And at the end, I'll go back to our predictions for episode 8. We'll score them, see who gets to be on the wall of fame for episode 8. And then after the show, I'll go through and I'll tabulate the season totals. We'll see who is on the season leaderboard. And there's one more step before we award our prizes for the season. Is we did a season predictions way back before things started. Way back. We did a season predictions, and you can score some points on that. There's rules and all of that. We'll have to go through that together, and that's going to take some time. We're not going to do it here today. We'll do that some other time. And while we're just doing all the jibber jabber here at the front, tomorrow there's plans in the works. I have a presentation I need to do for work. There's another YouTube channel that's invited me to be a part of a panel. It's one that may not agree much with me. And my friend X-Wing, who was here just a minute ago, he's the one that dropped my name in the hat to appear on this show. As we get more information on that show, I will be sharing it with all of you. So watch all the socials for that. And I'll be a guest appearing on another channel tomorrow if all of that goes through. And then tomorrow, hopefully, at some point, I still have a job to do, but hopefully sometime tomorrow, we could do our community stream where our patrons and YouTube members can come on the show and talk about the episode together. And then Friday, we are heading out to Branson, Missouri. And so the plan is right now to do a end of week Star Wars news roundup. And I always invite Jason Ward from Making Star Wars and Meg from Star Wars Meg to join me on that show. We will see how that comes about as well. So that's the plan for the next few days. Let's get into this episode together, my friends, and we will be talking about it. I'll start the show. I'll click the go, and we'll see how this goes. All right. So here we go. Part 8, the Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord. I love the title. The C.S. Lewis Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. This title is absolutely brilliant. Oh, it's going circle, circle, circle. There we go. Let's start it again. We let the recap go when we do this, just so if you're trying to watch along, there's time for that. Ooh, I seem like I'm pausing a little bit. My internet connection may not be great. Hold on. So I saw somebody asked yesterday, I think it was Meg, was Morgan Elsbeth a um, Night Sister before what happens in this episode, or did she just become a Night Sister during the episode? Um, they called her many times leading before this episode. They called her their sister. During this episode, she gets a bit of a promotion. Uh, RF Gaming North Pole seems to be pretty spotty for Wi-Fi. Yeah, look, I've been having. I used to use this laptop when I first started the channel and when I was doing virtual Santa visits, and the laptop really struggles to do the chroma key, which allows me to put this screen up here with a timer and all of that, and stream and watch together. It doesn't have a dedicated video card because it's a laptop, and it really tasks all of the power that it has to do all of this. That's why I have a desktop computer. Oh, we open up with the Chimera. I have a desktop, but the motherboard is toast, and we don't have a new motherboard yet. So here we go. We open up with the Chimera. The cargo transfer is complete. That's great. He tells his buddy here, bring the Eye of Sion down out of orbit so that we can begin docking procedures. Yeah. Thor may mention the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and the World Between Worlds. I can only assume there's an obvious connection with the title. The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, if you've not read it, there's a portal to this other land that happens from like normal world, a land of magic and mystery. It's through the back of a wardrobe closet. So I don't know if you could stretch to make a connection there. I think it's more just a play on words, like the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe, the Jedi, the witch, and the warlord. I think it's more just fun on the name. So the Night Sisters here, or the Night Mothers, come forward. It's time to knight you. It's time to give you a promotion. If Balin finds and drinks from the fountain of power, oh, Dale's going into the whole theory about Abeloth. We shall see. I don't know if Dave's going to pull from Legends that way or not. He's certainly leaning into the I'm sorry, I'm listening to the episode just a little bit here, and I lost my train of thought. Into this the father, the daughter, and the son, Mortis. He's certainly leaning into Mortis, and we'll talk about that when we get here. Here she pledges her life to them. They're like, great. And this is so cool because people have been wondering, where's the Night Sister magic? Normally when we see Night Sister magic, it's like a green flame kind of thing. And this green flame thing, you start to see it right here. Boom. She's laid her hands on Morgan's head. You start to see the green flame come around there. She's imbuing some magic into her. Boom, let's go. Really cool. This is for sure leaning on the whole Halloween kind of. We get monsters and zombies and very much a Halloween-ish kind of episode. The music is great. The Kiner brothers killing it. And so they back up, and now they're like, we have a gift for you. We have a really big gift for you. And again, Night Sister magic. Hey, there's Mike Porter. He has to go, but one more Ahsoka dad joke tomorrow. On Friday, he has a general Star Wars joke. Just wrote it, and it's a doozy. Oh, thank you, Mike Porter. We appreciate it. Uh, this is fantastic because they materialize this sword, the blade of Talzin. Now, for a lot of you folks, you don't know who Talzin is. And for the context of the show, look, I just listened to Making Star Wars, Jason and Rob and Bespin Bulletin. I listened to Rob grumping for a couple of hours, griping about all the things. Look, you don't need to know who Talzin is. It's the Blade of Talzin. Fantastic. The end. That's all you need to know. But if you know who Talzin is, that's pretty cool because she was a Night Sister. Oh, and there go our TIE fighters. Uh, she was a Night Sister, and she was involved in the Clone Wars series. Very powerful witch who used the dark side, nearly killed. There it is, the Jedi, the witch, and the warlord. She nearly killed. I was trying to remember where we open up. Yeah, the Great Mother of Dathomir. Dooku. She almost killed Count Dooku from a long way away. like she had him on the ropes. So they're providing cover here for our little friends. They're providing air cover overhead. And we open up with Ezra building his lightsaber. Why is Ezra building a lightsaber when he just said, I don't need no lightsaber. I don't need no stinking lightsaber. Now he's saying, I do need a lightsaber. I'm going to build one. I think it had to do with that lightsaber. He's like, I gave that lightsaber to you, Sabine. It's important that you have it more than it's important I have it. And I gave it to you. It's yours. And Ezra has no idea who Yang is. So anyway, I think Ezra said, I don't need that lightsaber. Sabine, it's yours. I'm good. I've been here for a while. I'll take care of it myself. Sabine shows up and sees the lightsaber building, and Hu Yang just says, I taught your master how to build a lightsaber. Oh, no, now we get it. Because Ezra's like, how old are you? Well, I'm old enough to know. And he mentions his master. They already said Kanan Jarrus. Now he said Caleb. Caleb Doom. Of course, that was his name when he was a youngling, when he was at the Jedi Academy. His name was Caleb. During the Clone Wars, after Order 66, he changed his name to Kanan. Caleb to Kanan, and was in hiding. Kanan became Ezra's master, taught him how to use the Force, and developed him. So again, for folks that don't know, that was his master. He died, and so in the Rebels animated series, Kanan Jarrus died, gave his life to save Ezra and others. So Ezra here building a lightsaber using a twin focusing element that his master had is really cool. It's just really cool. And here's Sabine left. She's feeling a little like left out. I never built a lightsaber. I've been hanging out here for a while. Yeah. And we learned just a little bit here. Hu Yang says that Ahsoka became afraid that Sabine was learning to be a Jedi for the wrong reasons. She's seen how that goes. She saw what happened with Anakin when you are training for the wrong reason, or with the wrong motives, with the wrong heart, with the wrong motivations. And Hu Yang just said that she's afraid she would become dangerous, right? It's the same thing why she turned away Grogu because of this attachment. It's like, no, I can't do it. And now Ahsoka the White treats Sabine differently than Ahsoka did before. Ahsoka the White that we have here is understanding. Ahsoka the White is remembering her own failures as a Padawan and her master correcting her, and realizing that she has been failing as a master over her fears of what her master became. So here she's like, you are not Anakin. I am not Anakin. I made mistakes. You made mistakes. And we will carry it from here. And I'm getting really laggy on my computer. So hopefully I'm not as laggy with you all. Yeah. Right here, she says, you're not mad. And she says, well, I've made my share of mistakes, right? Of difficult choices. And nobody understood my reasons except my master. Saying, even Anakin could see the good, and he stood there by me. He always stood by me. And she's realizing, yeah, even when no one else did. You got to go back to Clone Wars season 5, best season of Clone Wars in my own opinion. And she says, I am going to be there for you. So this is fantastic. How laggy is it? Jedi Mike. It's pretty bad for me. Disinferno, hello. This finale confirmed my belief that this is the best Star Wars show so far. I agree that it is one of the best. And I'll agree with a statement I saw somebody post last night. It was Josh Lucas from the Den of Nerds. What a great time to be a Star Wars fan. I've said it before and I stand by it now. I know that for my friend X-Wing and also you guys have seen, I haven't seen her here today, but Nikki, dear friend of mine, not loving it so much. Santa's loving it. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit as well. Hey, just finished building my lightsaber. Oh, there's some TIE fighters. I was surprised here they didn't. RF Gaming says, I wouldn't be offended if you needed to turn something else off to help the computer run better. The show behind the timer, the scroll, do what you got to do. I appreciate it, RF Gaming. Here they are. They're trying to keep the starship up so it doesn't fall down on our little hermit crab guys. Whoa. That's good stuff. This is good. Hey, Nick, he's back. He couldn't stay away. He's like, I love those guys too much. Appreciate it, Nick. Good to see you. Yeah, 50 years of Lucasfilm. Almost. I saw that original. It's hard for me to ever forget. I saw the Star Wars. Oh, it wrecked. I was happy to see no big flame because I was like, uh-oh, Sabine be in trouble. But no, she's fine. She gets out. Hey, how is everybody this fine Wednesday? I am doing great. Thank you for asking. So here's Sabine and Hu Yang both leaving the wreckage. She's making her way. But I was 10 years old in the theater of 1977. And so I know how old I am now, 56. I could subtract 10 from almost anything. And I know how old Star Wars is, right? 46 years old. We're coming up on 50 years of Star Wars. This is going to slow us down a bit. Grand Admiral, the TIE fighters made contact and engaged. It was a successful strike, but they died. essentially. And Thrawn says, that's an acceptable outcome. It says, mark their captain for a citation, honoring them. Show me where the attack came from. And they show him. He says, well, we can assume that ship is down, so let's send ground forces out there to meet them. Well, prepare for a ground assault, right? He knows Ahsoka's coming. He doesn't need the Force to know that. He knows her master, Anakin Skywalker. He knows Vader as well. Thrawn served alongside both. He went on missions with both Anakin and Vader. May the Force be with you, Hu Yang says. I said, thank you for the point, Hu Yang. I had it in my predictions. The blessing of the Great Mothers will protect you in battle against the Jedi. Go now, let none pass. And she mentions to Thrawn, or Thrawn asks, these are the volunteers. I heard somebody say, what's this about volunteers? I saw some confusion about it. Thrawn wasn't much to send his troops into death. He tried to preserve life best he could. Sometimes there were some acceptable costs, but he really didn't want to just waste their lives. So it makes sense that he would say, look, here's the situation. We need you to go intercept. Your chances are good that you're going to die, but we need you to slow them down. And we will use the Night Mother magic to keep you animated. He gets shocked just like Grogu did when he touched the wires, remember? So Thrawn found this place, woke up the witches. They were in some sort of stasis. I didn't hear that. And rebuilt his ship. I thought that was an interesting line. It's almost a throwaway line, but he woke up the witches. We don't know how all that happened. So these volunteers, he's like, we're going to leave. You're going to get stuck here, and you're going to get killed a couple times, 3, 4, 8 times. So anybody want to volunteer for that? And they do have a number of them who say, sure, I'll volunteer for the better good, for our captain, for our admiral, for our Grand Admiral Thrawn. We will do it. For you, we'll go to our death. So the Chimera here starts raining down on them, and they make their way through anyway. Ezra the Gate. So far, Sabine has never been able to use the Force. She's trained, but notice there's 2 things that have happened just within this episode. One, Ahsoka says, I will stand by your side through anything, through everything. I will be there with you. Second, she's like, Sabine, help out. Not try to help out. You notice before Sabine says, well, I keep trying. Well, no, I do, right? Thrawn, frustrated. Well, that didn't work. Dispatch the night troopers. Inform the Great Mothers. It's time. So here they've got to do, the Great Mothers, they need to keep reviving these troops as they start falling. Royal Farm Boy, I missed him getting in. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I didn't mind Sabine using the Force either. I know some people are like, well, she didn't earn it. I don't know if I did. I agree with that. Like, she didn't just start using the Force willy-nilly. She's been training and training and training. She took a break from training and came back to training, and never was. I'm like frozen. Am I frozen for you all or just myself? There they go. They took down Yeah, she earned it. They took down all the troopers. They're going, and this is great. Full zombie mode. The Great Mothers are doing their chanting. They're going to bring these troops back to life. Uh, there's been lots of discussion about how they bring them back to life. The threads of destiny. They've got it there, but you see the green mist coming up out of the ground. It starts to animate them. You can see the green mist in their visors. Very, very interpretation of another language. No subtitles, though, Dale. No subtitles. So it doesn't count without subtitles. You see the green mist. Has this ever happened before? Ezra's like, no, this is new. Notice now that they've been reanimated. When they're shot, they just kind of go and then and then they keep coming. Very zombie like. This is really good. Very, very zombie like. And the Night Sisters here, you can see they're still using their magics. And these troopers keep going down and getting back up and going down and getting back up. It's great stuff. And now we get one coming in from the side. Gets hold of Ezra. It's like, a little help. Oh, careful. Don't shoot me in the head. Very Han Solo with when he was getting ready to shoot the Sarlacc, right? But Lando's like, hey, careful. Can you see what you're doing there? And he's and Han Solo ends up shooting anyway. Very similar. Hey, she's been training. What's your excuse? Good line. Oh, there's more. We got to go. Got to be in a hurry. We have space zombies now. I know. How cool is that? All right. The Ion. Ion's attaching itself to the Chimera. Now, this is another chance. Now, this is very interesting, the way this happens. The Jedi are advancing swiftly. We can't have them get on the ship. That would be bad. We sort of need some help. You know, and we require a little more time. He never once says, hey, I want you to go and sacrifice your life to hold them back. She just says, I understand. Thrawn says, for the Empire. I'm confused by this part. And Nikki kind of pinged me last night and said, for the Empire. All right, this is frustrating and confusing. Thrawn was never pro-Empire per se. He certainly wasn't pro-Emperor. And she says for Dathomir. It's not to do with the Empire. It's for Dathomir. This is great. But Thrawn was more worried about the Grisk. And he was using the resources of the Empire. He was gaining position in the Empire so that he could control the Empire's resources someday once Palpatine died and be in position to fight the Grisk. So, hey, Fitz, you made it. Oh, he said he'd be about a half hour late. And look, there he is. So he wasn't for the Empire, so to speak. And now that the Emperor is dead, I'm wondering, wait, certainly he knows the Emperor's dead. Certainly he knows the Empire's fallen. Or does he? We don't know what he knows. I think he knows, but I don't know that he knows. What does he know? We don't know. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he returns aspirations of returning as heir to the Empire. This is another point, Thrawn, that begs more explaining, more storytelling. And I was reminded when I was watching them fight Morgan Elsbeth, right? The actress that plays her is a martial artist. She is of martial artist royalty. She is the real deal. And you can tell a difference between somebody like the actress who plays Morgan Elsbeth and her martial art skill versus um, Rosario Dawson, who has certainly done plenty of training. They talked about it was more than a week of training, like just going at it all day long for these scenes. So you could tell a difference. But anyway, what does Thrawn know? How did he find out? We need to see that explained. We need to get that story. So again, another evidence that this is not the end by any means. This is season 1 of a series. This isn't the series finale. It's the season finale. Yeah, she's the goddaughter of Bruce Lee. Granddaughter, I think. Granddaughter, not goddaughter. I think, mumbo jumbo. I got to look that up. I'm pretty sure she's the granddaughter. Again, I might be wrong. But this dude here, for real, big deal. He's a bit of a monster. Mumbo Jumbo's right. Goddaughter. Okay, I see. Royal Farm Boy, Skywalker's Academy. Both of you are saying, and Mumbo Jumbo, goddaughter is the right way. Okay. So yeah, she's goddaughter of Bruce Lee. She's a martial artist herself. Zap. Yeah, he's right. Hey, hello, Zap. Oh. And Sabine gets to use the Force as she zaps the guy in the head, much like the throne room scene in The Last Jedi. The music, the Kiner brothers are pulling in the theme. Decapitated the dude. Diana Lee in Enonsanto. She is a martial artist. Very well. So Sabine uses that same thing like Kylo used in the throne room scene where she zaps the guy through the head. Same thing. All right. Here we go. Just to be fair, I thought Rosario's saber work there was a little clunky, but they could have done a better job. My own opinion. I saw this explained too. Ezra doing this jump and push is very similar to the jump and push that we saw Ezra with Maul. Maul gives him the same push here that Sabine gives him. So it's almost the shot for shot. Yeah. It's like it was written and directed by J.J. Abrams with his, there he goes. And then she gives him a push. Boom. And he makes it. Da-dum. The Star Wars theme. So yeah, so he gets there. He uses the Force to deflect that blast back into that trooper. And here for a minute, I thought Sabine was going to go with him. She has to make a choice. Do I stay with my master, who just stated her confidence in me? She just gave her commitment to me. And she helped unlock. Oh, and Ahsoka lost a saber. Good news is Hu Yang's still around, and she can get a new one made. But this battle here between her is so good. She is so good. Like her martial arts skills are showing, right? She is putting Rosario to shame. Not look, throwing no shade at Rosario. Rosario did a fine job, but look, she's no martial artist. Even Sabine, the actress that plays her, she is a bit of a martial artist as well. Um, so Ahsoka, uh, Rosario Dawson had some homework to do. And down go the troopers again and again. Notice now that when they go down, they're not getting right back up. The Night Mothers are gone, right? They're on the uh, almost the end of Morgan here. Zap, zap. Oh, just narrowly missed that time. Uh, zap. Didn't miss that time. And got her with both. You notice Ahsoka took her saber. So she cut her in half with both her own and the other one as a two saber, right? The blade of Talzin. She can use the Talzin sword, much like having the dark saber. Ahsoka now has this. All right. So now, copy. Yes, and Escadia is right. Ahsoka is a master of disarming her opponents. You see this over and over and over again. Go back to Rebels, read it in the novel, watch it in the show. She disarms her opponents over and over again. This is, and about this time, I was looking at the time. I'm like, wait a second. We haven't seen Balin or Shin at all. Wait, I need to know what's going on. Hey, Clement Fever. Hello. Here from Nerd Theory. Love the show. Glad to be here. Hey, good to see you as well, Clement. You know, I don't know if you were around when I got a visit Theory. I was on Nerd Theory twice with them. Almost a third time, but it was during Christmas season. And I had to go because I had a Santa Claus appearance to do. But thank you for stopping in. We're in. Copy that. And this tower is taking a beating, right? It's taking a beating. Can we catch him? There's another interesting part here that I think I was kind of questioning when I was watching it. They're trying to catch up to the Chimera. I don't know if they thought they could dock with it before it took off so they could hitch a ride or be caught in the wake and be pulled into the hyperspace tunnel. I just wasn't sure. But they're trying to catch up. One difference that we have right now is when let me commend you on your efforts today. Thrawn says, you are a worthy opponent. I regret we haven't met. Here he's going to throw a little bit of shade at Ahsoka. Says, I knew your master. I know you because I knew your master. And I concluded your strategies would be similar. One wonders just how similar you might become. Oh, perhaps this is where a Ronin such as you. So here he's saying, might you turn to the dark side? Might you become a Vader? He's trying to plant some doubt in her, right? A little bit of mind game. Long live the Empire again. And off he goes. I need to know more about Thrawn. I need to know more because I've read the books. Are the bodies in the coffins Night Sisters? I believe they are Night Sisters. There's a lot of them. And the deal that they made with Thrawn is going to be, hey, there he is. Clement says, I saw you on Nerd Theory. Just recently. That's how I found you. Oh, very good. So you kind of know them. Yeah, that had a positive energy. Had to come by. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate what Theory and Josh have done to help me in getting this channel up and to what it is today. I owe both of them a great debt of gratitude. But thank you. Um, there's a big difference now. Ahsoka has her starship, and that starship is hyperdrive capable. However, it doesn't have enough fuel or time to get back. So Ezra, when he came before, he didn't have the ability to get back into space and to catch a ride. So in this case, it's very different. They are staying. They're staying for now. There's a thing they need to do. And you see Ahsoka and Sabine, they're going back to the hermit crab people. Uh, yeah, the deal was to return them to their homeworld. Yeah, and you remember the catacombs, and I mentioned this before. In catacombs, beneath, say, a castle, uh, or beneath a cathedral, in the catacombs is typically where they would bury priests, nuns, kings, queens, princes, princesses. Like that's where the royalty or the folks were stored. Right. So in this, it's and this I thought was good too. Shin carrying that saber up, and she's going to lead these people. Remember, Balin says you have a drive, a desire to do something. You could go back to the Empire and be what you want to become. She's like, I'm going to lead these people. And this scene here, Balin on the arm of the outstretched father. This is definitely from the Mortis arc. That's the father. Just to our right, his left, you see the son, and just to the left, his right, you can see partial daughter right there. That's definitely the Mortis gods. He's looking over this big valley, right? And we don't know still yet what's calling him. We don't know for sure. And yeah, the more eyes coming. Here we go back to the point, right? They're going back to Dathomir. In all of those coffins that they brought up from the catacombs, I believe would have been Night Sisters from the past. And you remember, we've arrived at Dathomir. He has fulfilled his promise to the Night Mothers. And remember, there at one point, Balin says this was the great kingdom, I think he said, or great something to that effect, of the Night Sisters. Like this was a huge community. We're down to 3, so all of those coffins represent those fallen Night Sisters. I believe so. So Mount Doom, yes, Scotty. I was like, what is this vehicle coming in? Are we going to get the Luke Skywalker moment? Why would he be coming on this vessel? Who is this? And then I saw the stormtrooper armor. I'm like, oh, duh, you dummy. that's easily Ezra. And this is a very contrived scene. Salty Texas Ranger felt like it was a big nothing burger. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. But I get it. I thought this scene was contrived. Why wouldn't he just pull his helmet off and say, hey, it's me and Mario? Why wouldn't he just come out and like, hey, it's me, guys. Missed you. Because they're all standing there still wondering, who is this dude? And there he goes. It's Ezra. I meant to go back and look in detail if I could see if anybody in that crowd might be oh shoot, why did I went blank on her name. Ahsoka from Clone Wars. She's a lovely person. I've seen her in person. I'm just drawing a blank on her name. You guys have put it in the chat before I think of it. But no, we didn't get to see her. Clement. Kanan always disguised himself in stormtrooper armor. It's cool Ezra's doing this thing. I thought that was cool too. Yeah, Ashley Eckstein. Thanks, Rural Farm Boy. Ashley. I was like, oh, come on, please let Ashley be in there. I want to see Ashley. Ashley, where are you? But no Ashley. And here we get the scene. Ahsoka and Sabine. We get to finally see the Morai? Where has it been all this time? And we'll talk about the Mortis gods here in just a moment. We know that the daughter gave her life energy essence to Ahsoka to bring her back to life. Ahsoka was dead, was brought back to life, and that Morai has been like the spirit animal that follows Ahsoka everywhere. It's a representation as well of the daughter. So thanks to you, Ezra got home. And I heard Rob complaining a bit about found family and that we still have a divided family. However, Ezra gets to go home to his found mother, so to speak, in in Hera, right? Um, Ezra's where he needs to be, and we're where we need to be. Yeah, so are we. For now, this is where we need to be. This isn't it forever. They're not going to stay here forever. But for now, this is where they need to be. Um, uh, this is great. The $5 super chat, Mumbo Jimbo. I'm surprised I missed the daughter and son at first. I thought the statue was a random dude with a beard. You know, thank you for the super chat, Mumbo Jimbo. But I like you. When the first time I watched it, I'm like, huh, some random dude with a beard. What is this big statue of? I completely missed the son and the daughter. I completely missed all of it. So where did that come from? I don't know. But there you have it. The rewatch is very clear. It's the father, the son, and the daughter. Another beef is kyber crystals aren't as powerful as they used to be anymore. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Salty Texas Ranger. You mean they're not slicing people in half and things like that? Like when Ahsoka takes hers and like goes swiping through them, it just slices the armor. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I don't think it's intentionally like they're not as strong as they used to be. They're just not, dividing bodies in half. You go back to the big battle in the prequels, and there's you see the Morai, and the big surprise, the thing that we heard rumors of a long, long time ago, and I mentioned it yesterday in the preview stream. Force Ghost Anakin, there he is. Yeah, no arms, amputated things. You go back to that. We did see a head amputated. All right, I'm going to stop this, and we'll talk some more. So we did see a head removed from a body, right? Gone. But if you go back to Attack of the Clones, in the big battle there, where you've got hundreds, maybe thousands of Jedi doing battle, not every single one of those are, when they hit, is doing that either. So I just think they're not. I don't think that, and like I see Ducky Momo say, the lightsabers are flat out nerfed. I don't know if I agree. I get what you're saying, though. I totally get what you guys are saying. I don't know if I agree, but yeah, they're definitely not like just slicing through people like we have seen before. They do carve out a slice, but they're not like they are completely slicing through, dissecting people and stuff. You don't see as many arms going, but we did see a head go, and we've seen other things like that as well. I mentioned to bring up the Mortis thing again. And I got sidetracked as we were watching through the end there. Baymax, good to see you, my friend. More slicing and dicing, and we need more of that. But we had a decent amount, right? We had some lightsaber fighting. We had a head removed. So there's things like that. We go to back to the Mortis arc, and I know this is going to be a big talking point for a very long time. That there's going to be Salty Texas. I see you, my friend. There's going to be a lot of speculation. One thing this season does for us with Balin and the Mortis gods, we can speculate till our hearts are content about what is going on. Is it Abeloth? Is it? Will Dave go that far? Will he bring in Abeloth? Will that be part of it? What about, as it was mentioned before, what about this well of, I want to think living water. It's not that. Of immortality or whatever. The waters of immortality, that's still not quite right. The Abeloth joint frame, when she went from being mortal to immortal, that kind of thing. Not seen it yet, Baymax. Holy smokes! He's been hectic with work. Hey, I know what he's been up to. The guy's been busy. He's a wonderful friend. Um, while my computer's down, my laptop is limited in its capabilities, he's still been helping me out, getting some of my thumbnails and things. So I appreciate it, my friend. I think. Who won the predictions for the season? We won't know yet. It's going to take some time. I got to do the wellspring of knowledge. Thank you for that. Yeah. Will Balin find that wellspring? Is that wellspring here on Peridia? Or is the Father pointing out into the galaxy? We don't know. There's lots of things that we can find out. It's implied that it's here on Peridia. The wellspring is here. And he hears something calling out to him. What is it? Is it Abeloth? Is it the wellspring of knowledge? He says, before he said, can't you hear it? Can't you see it? He's seeing something. He's hearing something. Something's calling out to him. Is it the Father? Is it if we presume that Anakin is the father and that Ahsoka is the daughter? I brought this up in the chat in Making Star Wars Show. The son, who's the logical son? If you take Anakin to be the father, Ahsoka the daughter, who would Ahsoka's sibling be? Another understudy of Anakin's, who may be more dark where Ahsoka's light? Or would Anakin and Ahsoka be the dark and the light, and the father position is vacant? We know back in the Mortis arc that the position of father was offered to Anakin. He was supposed to bring balance to the Force. He was supposed to take that. Mumbo Jimbo says, Star Killer? A Star Killer? Could it be? I'm just saying, who do we know to be the brother to the sister? If the daughter and the son, that makes them brother sister. If Ahsoka's a sister, who would her brother be? Would it be Balin? Would Balin be a brother? I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. Baymax says Grogu will be the son when he turns evil. Oh, behave yourself. He was. That's good fun. Baymax mentioned Dead dies, Grogu goes dark side. I think they very well could tie in to Balin's story. And he mentioned knowing Anakin from before. While he wasn't a Padawan of Anakin's, so not a true like sibling to Ahsoka in a relationship to Anakin that way, there still could be something, right? Salty Texas, I wonder how they're going to handle the Ray Stevenson death. They lined themselves up to repeat the Carrie Fisher debacle. Perhaps. He was a bright star in this show. Ray Stevenson was a bright star amongst the cast, and really, really tragic loss for the fandom, for his family and everybody who knew him. It's so sad. The character of Balin, though, is not finished, and I believe that we will see it recast. I think they will find another actor. The conditions here for recasting Ray, Balin Skull, is different than any other we've had. Certainly not a Carrie Fisher, who is a legacy character going back to the beginning. Not even quite the same as a Gina Carano, who got in a bunch of social media turmoil, whichever side of that you take, right? I'm a Republican conservative Christian guy. So you can guess where I fall on that. But for that matter, there's still some things going on there. So not exactly sure. Fitz says, Meg says they could continue stories in the comics and things like that. That could be the case, but it's been brought up before. They tend to stay within genre. So, like, video game characters stay in video games. Comic book characters stay in comic books. One of the things Dr. Aphra has been like posed out there for all the reasons of our social context we're in now. Dr. Aphra would make a ton of sense as a series, but her story is being told in comics, so they're less likely to do that. I don't know that they would take a character that's established in live action like this, and with the cliffhanger that we had, that's a cliffhanger. You can't just continue that off in a comic book, something like that, right? Can't do it. Ducky says, my guess is he says, I guess my prediction is they saved the final Ray Stevenson scenes to start season 2. Yes. From what I understand, Ducky, there were more scenes. His story was supposed to be clarified in this episode. Folks who were associated with the show, who have talked to Bespin and Jason, have told us that they knew things were shot. The script had it. So what happened? They may have cut it for season 2. The thing that I mentioned at the very top of the hour, at the top of the show, is I'm afraid they're going to put it in the Skeleton Crew, right? And continue the story there with a different show, right? It's not just like it's a different chapter, different season of a show. It's a different show. Even though all these shows connect together, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, they're all part of the same show. And presumably a season 2 of Ahsoka, a season 2 of Skeleton Crew, which has been rumored but unconfirmed, in the movie. All of these coming together in a movie event, culminating in a movie event. And let me throw this out there. The assumption is that the movie is the end. I wouldn't go that far. What we could see is Mandalorian season 4, movie, Ahsoka season 2, after the events of the movie, Skeleton Crew season 2, after the events of the movie, right? The stories could very well continue on the other side of the movie. So don't rule that out. Don't rule that out. We tend to think the movie is the end of it. Not so fast. Not so fast. Scotty says, I'd take a Charles Soule Balin comic, right? It's similar to Vader meeting Momin. If Balin is to meet the mother, oh, Scotty, there's a dude thinking right there. I like your thinks. That's really good. All right, we're going to get into the predictions. We're going to score this episode, see how folks did. When then we'll call it. I will do the season. And let me switch this up just because we do have some season leaderboard. The folks who have done well all season, we will at the end. I'll take this and we'll add them into the season scores, and then we have to take the season predictions. Those 3 questions that you had, we'll add those on as well. Aggressively Relaxing says, I think cutting Ray Stevenson scene explains the length of the episode. Yeah, I think so. I think that it needed another 20 minutes. About another 20 minutes of Balin following him. What's he doing? Getting to where he's going. Understanding what he's after. Getting more clarification. Could have done this episode a ton of good. And it's one reason I gave it an 8 out of 10 instead of a 9 or a 10. Because I think that we were left with too big of a cliffhanger with Ray. Look, I get the rest of it, especially with Ray because of his passing. But with Balin, I think we were given too big of a cliffhanger. We were given a big cliffhanger with Thrawn. Don't really know what he means about long live the Empire. All of the cliffhangers, I get it, right? They add up for a season 2, for the story to continue. This certainly wasn't the end of a story. Like you look at the season of Ahsoka and think, well, that's an unfinished story. Well, yes, it is. In many ways, it's chapter one of a story, even though it ties in with the 3 seasons of Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett that we already have. All of it ties together. In many ways, it feels like a season, like the beginning of a story. So there's that. Wow. A movie in a galaxy placed between the OT and ST wouldn't have any stakes. We know that wouldn't happen next. The bad guys return and New Republic blows up. Give me something new. Ducky, I get what you're saying, but I think there is. I think there's the possibility for something like that. So let me go ahead and open this, share it to the screen, and let me pull it up here. We'll go through these prediction scores, and then we'll do the final computations after the fact. And anybody who makes it on for the season leaderboard at the end wins some Star Wars Santa merch. So let's get into these questions. Let's see if you guys can see them. Okay, there we go. I think we're good. Yeah, I think Chopper knew it was Ezra. I know that the Chopper knew it was Ezra. That's for sure. Okay, here we go. Someone will say, may the force be with you. Yes, Hu Yang said that. We'll say yeses get a point here. If I can get my fingers on the keyboard right, we'll replace that. Question 2, someone will be killed, a non-droid. Yes, we know Morgan Elsbeth died for sure, but plenty of other troopers went. Our beheaded friend, he's dead. Even though he's an undead, he's dead again. He's gone. A droid will be referred to by name. Yes, Hu Yang was called by name. So we have that. Droid was called by name. Yes, Hu Yang was a hero for saying, may the force be with you. I said, point. Thank you, Hu Yang. I appreciate that, my friend. A ship will fire on another ship. You know, I said no in my predictions yesterday, but it happened, right? Those TIE fighters, they shot Ahsoka's ship, which, you know, it might actually be Hu Yang's ship if we really wanted to go there. Replace all, done. Maybe I'll get half point for my bonus, Kay says. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. Question 5. We'll get to see the inside of a hyperspace tunnel, the blue swirly space. When the Eye of Sion engaged, we saw the starlight expand. I believe we saw a tunnel. I believe we saw a blue tunnel. I will pause for a moment. I'm going to take a drink of my Mio infused water. I'm going to take a drink. You guys think we saw a hyperspace tunnel or no? Ducky says no. What do you all say? Kay says there was a blue fuzzy tunnel. Ducky says no. Roll Farm Boy, no. Uh-oh. Kay, I think we're going to lose this fight. Vanessa says yes. I'm waiting. Dale RF Fitz says if it gives me a point, I'd say yes. Victor says yes. RF Gaming says yes. We saw a tunnel. Let's see. How's it going? Yes, because I need the point. Look, Victor doesn't have any dog in the hunt, right? Victor is, I'm going to say Victor is an impartial juror, and he may be the only impartial juror who has given their response. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to replace the yeses and the nos. Everybody gets a point on this one because it's kind of ambiguous. So we'll give all the yeses a point, and we're going to give all the nos a point because it is a little ambiguous. So essentially the question gets thrown out, but we'll do that. We'll do that. Sabersmith says, I didn't hit submit. No. Oh no, what did you do? Skywalker's Academy. Dale says, yes, we saw hyperspace phenomena. Lightsabers will cross. We saw lightsaber on lightsaber. This is the question. This is important. Lightsabers cross between different combatants. We definitely saw Ahsoka battle against Talzin's saber. Is Talzin's magic imbued saber, like the dark saber, considered a lightsaber? Well, the dark saber is a lightsaber. Is Mother Talzin's saber, is the Talzin magic imbued saber a lightsaber? Yeah. Magic sword. I don't think it's a lightsaber. I don't think it's a lightsaber, my friends. Look, I have to be fair, right? Brian Kelly, it's not like we have to be fair. We can't just go for our points, right? It has to be. Look, it glowed. It connected to the Force. It's not a lightsaber. A lightsaber has a kyber crystal or a synthetic crystal, and no, it doesn't have a crystal at all. It's magic imbued with maybe the Force, but no. I have to say no. We didn't get lightsaber on lightsaber, so sorry about that. Does anybody get a point? Two people got a point. Look, that's no, a named character from another show, comic appears. Did we get another character? I don't think so. I don't think we. Oh, yes, we did. We had Anakin. We had Force Ghost Anakin. Force Ghost Anakin counts. We definitely had a character from another show appear, and now we get two more. Someone will use the Force. Yes, we had plenty of that. Sabine used the Force. Ezra used the Force. Ahsoka used the Force. We had plenty of Force using going on. Really good. Flashback scene. No flashback scene. And also, no species spoke with subtitles. So, no's get the answer here on both of these. There we go. All right. So, let's take a look. How we doing? And we'll scroll down. Come on, it's okay. That's going to have to do. How many points did I have when I did mine? Where's Star Wars Santa? Here I am. I have 8. I have 8 points, and my bonus came from my heart. This was a fan's dream, a fan's wish. And I said we would see Ashley Eckstein in a cameo role, not as Ahsoka. My only chance was in that scene with Ezra, and I don't think she was there. Let me do something here real quick, because we need to turn on the text wrapping. All right, so 8 points. Look at that. I see lots of people going to make it onto the Wall of Fame. Looks like everybody. I think everybody's on the Wall of Fame. Ahsoka will cross her arms and smile. Yes. Ducky, you get the point. Look, Star Wars Meg played along. Ezra will make it home. Yes, she gets the point. Hu Yang gives Ezra a lightsaber. Hu Yang did help Ezra build a lightsaber, so I will give you the point. Aggressively relaxing. Fitz, Ahsoka will see Anakin's Force Ghost. Yes. Thrawn leaves Balin left behind. Jump at Jamie. Yes. And you know what, Jamie? I don't think we had a leak or a rumor that said Balin was going to be left behind for sure. There was lots of speculation. I think this is a 5-pointer. RF Gaming. Yeah, that's not a 5-pointer for Ducky. No, but Jump at Jamie gets the 5 points. It's a specific scene. No, it specifically says in there something obvious is a 1-pointer. That's a 1-pointer. I think we'll see a massive showdown. We might see Zeb. Massive showdown. Yes, no Zeb, but I'll give you the point, Ethan. Jonathan, William, Ward, making Star Wars as the dead rise. The dead rise. Yes, I give you the point there, Jason. Jason William Ward. Thrawn escapes Peridia. Stephen Murphy, yes. Baymax, Ahsoka will see Anakin's Force Ghost. Now, this one here was a rumor a long time ago. And I said this before. Was there a rumor or leak about it? There was, but it was never confirmed. And I put in specifically that it needed to come from a reputable source like Jason or Bespin. Those are reputable sources. There was a leak a long time ago saying that Anakin's Force Ghost was rumored to be in the last one. Do we give him 5 points or okay? I see, 100%. It's a leak. Okay, we're not giving him 5 points. Baymax gets a point. Baymax gets a point. That puts him on the leaderboard anyway. He was only 1 point behind. Yeah, he whiffed on a 5-pointer only because it was leaked. Ahsoka will see Anakin's Force Ghost. Someone will say somehow Thrawn has returned. Maybe not that, but Anakin will bring balance. Super Mouse, I'll give you 1 point because you said okay, not that. That's at least one of the Ahsoka crew will be left behind. Daniel Fisher, yes, that was rumored. Brett Phillips, the IS Ion carrying the Chimera escapes Peridia. Yes, that's KG says that should have been said. Somehow Thrawn has returned. Anakin will be making an appearance. Yes. Captain Pelion will be seen. Brian Kelly. Oh, shoot. He went big. So he goes home. That's the same for me. I went big. I had to go home. No. Shot of Sabine's loft cat. Dead of starvation. Oh, my Katie. That's dark. That's dark, my friend. Sam the Sham, our heroes will stow away on an enemy ship back to our galaxy. Well, one hero did. We definitely had Ezra. Ezra did stow away, so I'll give you the point. Skywalker's Academy. Ahsoka will command Huyang to get Sabine and Ezra to safety, or tell them to take her ship and get back to the Star Wars galaxy. Maybe another Shin to join Thrawn again. Technically, it's partially right. Sabine was commanded to get back on the ship and cover them. Yeah, but too much in there, right? The point of it was Ahsoka was going to sacrifice her ship to get some people back to the main galaxy. That was the gist of your comment, and that did not happen. So I'm going to say no. No on that one, Dale. You still tied me. You're still, look, and Dale, you're already on the leaderboard at Skywalker's Academy. I think you're going to do fine. We'll see Anakin again. Yes. Anakin Force Ghost. Yes. Ahsoka fights Elsbeth. Was that a leak? Yes, it was. We already knew that. Yes. 1 pointer. Morgan Elsbeth. Ahsoka will communicate with Anakin. Oh, no, she didn't. She saw him, but she didn't communicate. Morgan Elsbeth gets killed. Timo, 5-pointer. 5-pointer. I'm going to give you 5 on that. Yeah. At least the ghost didn't get sacrificed and blown up right after you bought it. No kidding. Rub dirt in the wound there, Ducky. Dale's going for his point. Ahsoka will see Anakin's Force Ghost. Mumbo Jimbo. Yes. You got a point. What else do we have? Ezra Bridger will wield and turn his lightsaber once again in this episode. Yes, he did. Fred, we had a leak from that Reddit guy who said he was going to get his lightsaber. Now you added the part about he was going to wield it and turn it on in the battle in the episode. That was not part of it. So I'll give you 5 points as well, Fred. Brian Stone, Balin will not come back. Yeah, he stayed. Balin stayed. We did not have confirmation of that. So Brian, I'll give you that. Did Ahsoka see Anakin? Oh, KG, it's ambiguous, isn't it? It is ambiguous. She looked over. When she turned away, he was there. But did she see him? We didn't see her seeing him. But I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to say that. I would say she did. Anakin will show up as a Force ghost. Finally, yes, Luke will be brought up by name or reference. I'm Nikki. You only live once on this one. Nikki said Luke will be brought up by name or reference. Luke, no, he wasn't. He was not. So no point for Nikki. Sorry about that, Nikki. Thrawn will trick our heroes, and the finale will end in defeat. Trick is a good question. The finale will end in defeat. Yes. The finale. KG says, "Am I going to get a half point?" He didn't trick him, but he did. But they did it. I'll give you the half point, Nick. KG, you get the half point. There you go. Ducky says she was looking in the wrong direction. Anakin's ghost is a hide and seek master. Ahsoka smiled when she saw it. When we see it, yes, Victor. Her smile makes me think she saw him. The ISION will be fired upon. Star Wars politics. Did we see it fired upon? No, it was not. They were chasing it, but they didn't shoot at it. So no point there. All right. So that's the points. I still need to add all of it together for the season. I need to take your season predictions and compute those and then add them in again, right? KG says 2.5 points. I guess it's not a scene though, right? right. Skywalker's Academy. He gained the rank of master hide and seeker. There is that. We have a Mike Porter dad joke. Again, what I'm going to do, I'll take all your points from today. I'll add them into the season totals. And then when I get back from vacation, we'll have our Zoom call on Monday. And Monday, when I return from vacation, so a week from this coming Monday, we will have our Zoom call for our members and patrons. In that call, we'll go through the predictions, we'll score them, and add those points to the season. And Fitz is headed to bed. Very good, Fitz. Thanks for hanging in with us. It's 9:30 for him. So those of you out there. So on Monday, when I return, we'll do this in the Zoom call. We'll add them together. We'll come up with our final season leaderboard. And those of you who bested me on the season will win some Star Wars Santa merch. So thank you all for playing along. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. I've had a good time hanging out with you. We have our Mike Porter dad joke, and he did another good one for the Ahsoka series. Why is it not good to have a Star Wars droid as a phone operator? Well, because it always yang up on you. It'll yang up on you. That's don't want that as your telephone operator. Very good. Hey, 8 out of 10 for the episode, 9 out of 10 for the season. I enjoyed it greatly. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this story continues from all fronts. What about Ahsoka and Sabine? Where are they going? What about Balin? What about Shin? We've got the Night Mothers going back to Dathomir with all those caskets. And what about KG says, I actually chuckled out loud. Very good. Very good. And what about Shin leading those warriors? There's so much of this story that is just starting. Perhaps unsatisfying from the point that we didn't see much come to an end, except the season. That's about it. All right. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll be sharing more tomorrow and Friday. Hopefully doing live streams both days. So look forward to talking to you all soon. Until then, my friends, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And may the Force be with you always. Bye-bye.